Stop scrolling. This Corrie twist is insane and fans are losing it already. Face screaming in fear. Brody Michaelis has been missing from Coronation Street for several months now, and fans are wondering where he has gone. His last significant appearance was in December 2025, when he celebrated Christmas with his sisters, Joni and Shanice. He also made a brief appearance around Easter this year, but since then, he has not been seen in any major scenes without any explanation. Brody did not have an easy start in Weatherfield. When he first arrived, he was shown as a troublemaker, causing problems for Dylan Wilson while he was in the STU. However, after his release, he and Dylan managed to resolve their differences. Brody's life became more complicated when his parents, Mick and Lou Michaelis, moved in and caused tension with Chesney and Gemma. Things got worse when Mick was imprisoned for killing PC Craig Tinker, escaped custody, and was later caught again following a dramatic rooftop confrontation with Sally. Meanwhile, Lou was sent to prison after attacking Gary Windass, adding more chaos to the family. Brody was shocked to learn that Mick was not his real father, and DC Kit Green was revealed to be his biological dad. There was some stability when his sisters were taken in by Sally and Tim, and Brody seemed to be settling down. He took a job at the garage and began to make positive changes in his life. The sudden absence of Brody Michaelis has left fans questioning what has happened to him. His last meaningful appearance was during Christmas last year, when he and his sisters had a festive moment with Sally and Tim. This was their first Christmas without their parents. Since then, his lack of presence has worried many viewers who have taken to social media to ask about his fate. Some fans suspect he might have been written out of the show or has been killed off without an official explanation. On Reddit, one viewer asked, "Did he die or something? Seriously, what happened to Brody?" Another commented, "I'd forgotten about Brody and his sisters," while another said, "This is another storyline that was dropped like a hot potato. We need more character interactions and catch-ups instead of short-lived stories that disappear." A fourth fan added, "Since the new format of these half-hour episodes, we seem to miss so much." Fans are hoping that Brody will return to the show soon. Meanwhile, Ronnie Bailey is doing a very good job at moving to the top of my killer list ahead of Coronation Street's murder storyline. In a matter of days, a Weatherfield resident will be found dead after a brutal showdown. The body will belong to either Carl Webster, Maggie Driscoll, Jody Ramsey, Theo Silverton, or Megan Walsh. Carl has caused a lot of trouble since he arrived in Weatherfield, and many people would like to see him gone. After his affair with Abby Webster was exposed, attention turned to his relationship with Debbie Webster, who spent a long time believing they were siblings instead of mother and son. Letting her vulnerable mum take the fall for a crime he committed was bad enough, but Carl is very good at making people think he is trying to make amends. Debbie, who has vascular dementia, has embraced this version of Carl, unaware it is not genuine. Carl's meddling has been noticed by Ryan Connor, Ronnie, and Kevin Webster. A few days ago, Ronnie and Kevin decided to work together to get rid of Carl, thinking it would be better if he disappeared for a long time. However, Ronnie changed his mind after seeing a sweet moment between Debbie and Carl, which showed how much Debbie loves having her son in her life. Ronnie regretted his decision in tonight's episode after learning that Carl had been causing Debbie a lot of stress. Debbie found out that Carl had told Summer Spellman he knew who really killed Billy Mayhew. During her confrontation with Carl, Debbie learned that he was asking Summer for £10,000 of Billy's life insurance in exchange for proof that someone in Weatherfield murdered him. Debbie was very upset with Carl and screamed at him to leave the flat. Moments later, Ryan realized that Debbie was having one of her episodes and informed Ronnie, who quietly told Carl in the pub to leave Weatherfield because he was speeding up Debbie's decline. Ronnie warned Carl and said that if he doesn't go, he'll make him. The smug look on Carl's face during this conversation suggested he has no intention of leaving. He was also seen reminding Summer of his offer in the episode, stating that he could get a confession out of Theo Silverton faster than the police. With Carl refusing to leave, could this push Ronnie to kill him in future episodes? Is this what Ronnie means when he says he'll get rid of Carl? Coronation Street left fans shocked on Thursday night with a surprising twist that has already sparked a lot of discussion. One big question remains about Maggie. She didn't appear when it mattered most. The ITV soap delivered high drama as a chilling scream echoed through Weatherfield. Yes, one of the show's villains met a grim end. Betsy Swain was the one who made the horrifying discovery. She found a lifeless body in scenes that quickly turned the episode on its head. However, while the focus was on the immediate shock, some fans were left wondering about a key absence. A dead body was found just as Carla and Lisa were finally settling down after their busy wedding day, hoping for a quiet moment together. The calm was suddenly broken when Betsy let out a loud scream. This alerted the viewers. She had discovered a dead body. The moment didn't seem unusual on screen. Carla dismissed the noise as just foxes. However, behind the scenes, tension was gradually rising. 5 names are now under suspicion as possible victims: Carl, Maggie, Theo, Megan, and Jody. Each of them has their own reason to be in danger. Todd's sudden plan to leave for Thailand has certainly caused suspicion, especially with Theo still in the background. Meanwhile, Jody believes she is being targeted, Carl has been paid to disappear, and Maggie Driscoll remains involved in an ongoing conflict with Megan. With so many developments happening, it's clear that someone will not survive, and the truth is close to being revealed. Coronation Street fans have raised concerns about Maggie Driscoll's absence in the murder scenes. Although Theo, Carl, and Jody appeared in Thursday's episode, and Megan was at least mentioned by Leanne, fans noticed that Maggie was not present or even referenced. The fact that she is one of the 5 possible victims has not gone unnoticed. It has sparked a lot of discussion among viewers. A fan on Reddit mentioned, "Suspicious lack of Maggie in today's episode." No mention of Maggie at all. Even in the build-up to this episode, it doesn't really feel like she's putting herself in a position to get into trouble. Maybe setting her up to fly under the radar to be shocking when it turns out she is the victim. Another viewer admitted, "I actually forgot she was one of the potential victims." A third added, "Just can't see it being her when the story about her husband dying hasn't been explored a lot yet." With theories already in motion, Maggie's absence could be more than a coincidence. Whether it's a clever misdirection or a major clue, fans will be watching closely to see who really pays the ultimate price. Coronation Street fans have been left divided by a recent heartbreaking twist involving Sam Blakeman. Sam made his debut on the ITV soap back in 2020. The character arrived on the cobbles as the secret son of Nick Tilsley. Over the years, Sam has been part of several major events on the soap, including the tragic death of his mother, Natasha Blakeman, after thug Harvey Gaskell killed her. Recently, a new big storyline has started for Sam. The teen hasn't been himself since he found out that Will Driscoll was being groomed by his coach and teacher, Megan Walsh. In recent episodes, Sam's mental state has worsened, with him experiencing hallucinations that Will is following and threatening him. In Friday's episode, Roy Cropper spent time with Sam as his family shared their concerns. However, it later turned out that Sam had been hallucinating Roy and had imagined a fake conversation with him as they played a game of chess. This fake version of Roy suggested to Sam that he was a disappointment to his dad, Nick, and later, Roy advised Sam not to trust anyone. However, some fans are not happy with the new storyline for Sam. On a Coronation Street Facebook fan page, one person said, "I think it's gone too far with Sam. Every story is miserable. Please give us some happier storylines that also happen in real life." Another added, "After a lifetime I've stopped watching, and the worst thing is I don't miss it." A third chimed in, "Feels like I'm watching a different show. Let us have more humor and less drama." A fourth declared, "Corrie desperately needs new scriptwriters if it is going to survive. People are leaving in droves, same boring storylines that drag on and on and on." A fifth said, "The same storyline is going quite dark. Finding it rather uncomfortable to watch." However, other viewers reacted more positively to the storyline, with one person saying, "I look forward to seeing how the young actor steps up to this challenging storyline." Someone else wrote, "This storyline is breaking my heart." A third wrote, "He's playing a good part TBH."